Corvette guy. Went for a quick drive and he's wiping it down already. What's going on? Thanks for taking a couple of seconds, man.
Appreciate you, man. Always.
We have known each other for years, from way back from the bike days. And when you grew up with a bike guy and you live to tell the story, you have a different kind of relationship, right?
Absolutely.
So what's kind of cool is, what do we have behind us, man?
Behind us, we have something that, an opportunity that you presented me with, 2005.
Are you going to tell the truth or are you going to massage?
Well, that's why I hesitated, right? It's a 2005 Grandsport convertible that's had a little bit done to it. Yeah.
What's been done?
It's a fully built motor.
Yeah.
With a centrifugal supercharger on it, so it's got some jam. Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to give away the numbers?
It's over 700 to the wheels. So
see, you missed an opportunity to say it's over 900. That's okay. We'll let that one slide.
Yeah. I mean, numbers are numbers, right?
Yeah. It's always interesting when can I give the whole story?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. So the weird scenario was I was at one of my shops and I'm talking to the guys. Shout out to Saf, Rick, and Nick at ES Motor.
ES Motors.
So I'm standing there and they're showing me this Vet, and my initial reaction was, what's this doing here? Because those guys, they tend to work on Porsches, custom G-Wagons, things like that. So seeing a Vet was a little bit odd, even though Rick actually owns a ZR1. So we get into the conversation and he tells me, can I give the full story?
Give the full story.
I'm gonna keep it as short as I can. This car was a friend of mine's, ran it, drove it, everything was great, made a ton of jam, put a smile on his face, put frowns on everybody else's face. Just took it out of storage, dropped it off to get detailed. You got a call back from its detailer, which kind of breaks my heart, that his car is smoking and there's pieces of metal on the ground.
No! God, please, no!
I ended up buying the car from him. It's a drug that we all have. Couldn't let this car go to anybody else.
It sounds like you were a vulture. Just
yeah,
circling.
You know what?
Oh, you're in pain? Oh, you zipped up your Sacus minoris in your zipper. Oh, let me help you out.
Yeah, you know.
I have $3.
I'm a big Corvette guy. This car being a convertible, manual, I'm sure Brian's going to show you all the goodies on this car. It's got a nice size hole in the block. Shouldn't be there. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to see what we got to do. Try to find the source of the damage, which I have a good idea what happened. But until I visually see it, then I believe it.
So I called Joseph, who had for the last couple of weeks been talking about C7 Vets.
Correct. Video call, by the way.
Exactly.
I was like, Brian, video call?
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay.
So I showed him the car and I said, look.
You showed me the big smile.
Yeah, you got to see this. So I showed him the Vert because I'm not really a fan of Verts, but this guy happens to love convertibles. He's a muscle-up kind of guy. You can't tell right now with the jacket. So, you know, he's all flexed out with his hand on the wheel. But to make a long story short, it seemed right up your alley with the exception of C6 versus C7.
Correct.
What was it about this that pushed you over the edge to go C6 over C7?
You know what? It was the whole, if I'll take from my children, the Batmobile look to it. I've always liked the C5, C6, you know, growing up. That was my era, right? I remember Motor Trend magazine cover, yellow C5. It was like, yes, this is going on my wall. This is gonna be my car one day. Lo and behold, I one-upped it by a generation, went C6. It was just the entire package. Like the car just needed a motor to be dropped in, like suspension, brakes, body. Like
everything's done.
It was just done already.
Yeah. Coilovers on it instead of
the leaf springs. Yeah. Like it was just done. It was speaking to me. You know, like I said, it was an opportunity that you presented me, the good gentleman at ES Motors. We wheeled and dealed a little bit and
bingo bango.
Yeah, I've got what you see behind me there.
So the hard part for me is anytime I'm talking to a friend of mine and I say, look, I got a car for you to look at. I know you're looking for a sports car. Go and buy this. I personally am always worried that I'm kind of off, that I'm not sure if I described it right. Now that you got the keys, ignore what I told you. What has the experience like from the day one? You drop tens of thousands of dollars for a car that you haven't even driven. It's just sitting in a shop. What was it like?
Well, I mean, it's just like buying a brand new vehicle with an allocation, that, maybe a new model or something to that effect that you haven't been able to experience as yet. You were so kind as to force feed me by bringing your vet to my house, throwing me the keys, let's go for a drive.
Yeah.
And then you just told me right out, like, did you like that? I quote you, did it do anything other than go straight? Did the vet do anything other than go straight, even when you jammed on it? That's what it did, it went straight. And then you said, yours is gonna feel better than this.
Right.
It was done deal.
Done deal.
It was done deal. It was done deal. Like I said, the wheeling and dealing with the guys at ES, I felt like family, So they were like my brothers. They treated me right from the beginning, through the whole process to the end, and I'm happy.
Nice.
I'm happy. I'm ecstatic.
So if I have to get into the dirty part, I grew up old school JDM. I've had numerous Supras, 11 to be exact, and now have a 300 ZX twin turbo. And I tell people, as much as both vehicles are two-seaters, they're nothing alike, night and day different. So I grew up, you downshift for more power, you let the turbines force feed the engine, and bam, you're out of there, you're gone.
Setting time to target, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Mavericks inbound.
What was it like driving the Vet?
You know what? That was my experience with cars that I've driven and had before. I had to kind of unlearn that and, to use your words specifically, let the torque do the work. So it's slow shifting, staying in longer, and just letting the torque, letting all that power do all the work for you. Mm-hmm. No, I had to unlearn the fast shifting. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I need a short shifter. And you were like, just drive it. Mm-hmm. Just drive it. And I love it.
The thing that I find interesting, and I'm going to go on record for saying this, I don't think that there's anything else that you could buy for the dollar that will give you a package like a Corvette.
Definitely.
So the hard part is, one, can you get by the name? Because there is a stigma with a Corvette, New Balance, jorts, the hat that says Corvette, the golf shirt that also says Corvette on it.
Yeah, must be branded paraphernalia.
Exactly.
No.
You pull into the parking lot and you're wiping it off with the chamois.
Yeah, I am not that.
Exactly. Neither am I.
Well, it's close to Halloween, so I might I might be that.
For Halloween?
For the
go
31st,
as a Corvette owner. There
Yeah.
you go. But I find that a Corvette is a completely different experience. You can drive it and have it absolutely drive like it's a Buick, like it's my Volvo over there, and just chill.
Yeah, nobody's annoyed by it.
Yeah.
This particular car is very loud, and that was an issue for me in the beginning. I think it's still a bit of an issue. Who knows? I might, try to quiet it down a little bit. But nobody is annoyed. Nobody's angry. Like if you were driving a JDM,
they're pissed. They're calling the cops.
They don't like you. They don't like you.
He's shooting flames. Oh my God. Yeah.
Exactly. It's cheers. It's like I've had the experience where people are so excited. It's like I'm gifting it to them. It's like, well, I'm just gifting them the experience to their eardrums.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the excitement is.
Yeah.
It's a bit overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
It's.
My wife laughed at my first experience. I took the car out, and there was a dude in a pickup truck, F-150, and no matter where I went, he stayed with me. So I'm thinking, this guy's got a problem. My windows are always down, so I stop at the next light. He pulls up right next to me, and big head, just big mountain of a man, sunglasses on, Oakleys, of course, because he's that kind of guy. And he hangs out of the window, and he's like, give me a little rev, man. So you give him a couple stabs, he's like, yeah, buddy. And that makes the right through the red. And I'm thinking to myself, I've never experienced anything like that before.
I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it hasn't been very long with this car, and I've had a few of those already, where it's like, how is this gonna go?
Yeah.
And no, they're ecstatic.
Have you had a kid absolutely lose their mind on a lawn yet?
I had my kids lose their mind.
Yeah.
They did not. Corvette to them, like
Yeah.
you know,
Whatever.
Yeah,
It's not a Lambo.
No.
It's not a Porsche.
you know
Who
they
cares?
even for the first few days they were calling it a tractor. They were calling it a tractor.
Not too far off.
Yeah, but they love it.
Yeah.
They love it. They fight over it.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna go?
Who's gonna go? Yeah.
There you go. There you go. If you had to describe Corvette ownership, I know it's been limited to people who haven't experienced it. Maybe they admire a Corvette from afar, but they're not really dipping their foot into it. What's it like?
I've already started to use this line. Everybody needs an LS.
Facts.
Everybody needs an LS. Like
Facts.
you were speaking specifically, I didn't want to interrupt you. You're speaking specifically about this type of package for the price. It's the reliability as well, right? Like you can beat on it all day long
Yeah.
and drive it home,
Yeah.
right? Go to a track,
Yeah.
beat on it all day long at the track and drive it home, park it, you know, change the
Accurate.
oil, fill it up again,
Accurate.
and out you go again.
Being a videographer, what's kind of weird is you have a vert, so your trunk is small.
Yeah,
I have, as you call it, the coupe, the hatchback.
the hatchback.
But I can put almost all of my gear in the back for the typical shoot. Drive to a shoot, super calm, do the shoot, hop into the vehicle and drive the fastest thing to the speed limit ever all the way back home and be happy, right?
Yeah, you know, it's the Corvette is the answer to get you one that can do both.
Yeah.
You can be that guy that is, you know, bat out of hell, but you can also be sixth gear, cruising, 110 on the highway, and still be smiling.
Yeah.
You know, the entire experience, it doesn't have to be driven fast, doesn't have to be driven hard. It's just nice.
There you go.
Really nice.
What did you have to relearn driving a Vet? Because for me, hopping out of my Z into the Vet, I will make a mistake shifting because I'm using my shifter ear.
Right.
You're used to high revs. You're used to hearing, you know, a catastrophe of JDM sounds.
Right.
And a Vet is just
In the background.
Exactly. A Vet is just, it almost feels like you're short shifting, but you're almost at red line, right?
Correct. I haven't had a whole lot of experience with it. Like I haven't gotten it out on the track yet. Just done some, you know, back roads, some pulls, and a few bendy, curvy roads. But yeah, it's definitely not the same as a JDM. I don't know how to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
You need an LS.
Absolute must.
Everyone needs an LS.
Absolute must.
If you're not going to buy it, at least you need to
Rent one.
Rent one, drive one, and then it's a done deal. Then you will have to buy one.
That's right.
Yeah.
The thing that I find the most interesting out of Corvettes is the community, and I'll describe it personally. Shout out to the Corvette Club of Ontario. I remember pulling up to do a shoot for them. It was the All in Black shoot at the Drive Festival in 2023, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the parking lot and, you know, everyone's kind of talking and I'm thinking to myself, they're probably not going to like me. My car's like, it has everything other than a supercharger attached to it and suspension. The only two things you have on top of me, right?
Right.
And if I fire it up, it sounds like Satan's little hell spawn and just big cam, go, like paint cans being banged around. And I thought for sure these guys were gonna, whole car shaking, look like a bobblehead at a light, right? And I thought for sure these guys were gonna be like, why would you modify it? Like all the memes say. And to my shock and surprise, this guy walks up, stereotypical, hat on, says Corvette, golf shirt, white, said Corvette, jorts, socks pulled up to his calf, big Thunder calves. Yes, he had the New Balance on. He was the stereotypical.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay,
Here
here we
Deep
go.
breath.
He's gonna tear into me, and he taps you on the shoulder and he goes, that sounded awesome, man. When we leave, you gotta do a couple pulls for me right next to my door. I go over to take a look at his C6, supercharged, full douchebag mode, but we have a stigma around these guys because they drive slowly.
Yeah.
They chill out, they baby their car.
Yeah. They know what they have.
Yeah, they know what they have.
Yeah.
They could buy something else, they just don't want to. They don't really see the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's a big part of it is the stigma around, oh, it's a North American car.
Yeah.
You know, it's never really been there. And
And the interior doesn't help.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. The interior doesn't help. Even the exterior, it's very particular. It's
Yeah.
you know, it speaks to a very particular type of car enthusiast, if
Yeah.
you will. That's all changed now with the C8, you know, mid-engine.
Right.
And it's just a big departure from the conventional body style and even engine position, of course, of,
Right.
you know, the traditional Corvette.
Right.
So I think that's put a big delineation between, you know, people that have always loved the Corvette and people that like it now. And it's just different, right? But everyone needs an LS.
What I find really interesting is you can drag a Corvette, you can circuit a Corvette, you can GT cruise a Corvette across country, time trial, you
GT,
name it.
yeah.
It could do it all. Just
Yeah.
a couple of change this, change that, and you're good to go. And now that the prices come down, we're actually seeing it in drifting. And what's interesting about Corvettes, I don't know if you know this yet, but the front fenders and the rear quarters, you unscrew them and they come completely
Correct.
off. So
Yeah.
the number one thing that drifters have the occasional challenge with is either a wall tap or, you know, someone kind of caresses your fender and you don't know it yet. Go back into the pits and that's a quick
Yep.
bunch of screws, torque screws,
body
and swap
work
it out.
required.
No
You
body
have-
work
you have
required.
the extra, you know,
go.
fiberglass, carbon fiber, whatever your body
There
panels
you
are.
go. Yeah, they do a wide angle kit and they send it out stock. You don't have to modify it to have a good time. Meanwhile, you go and you buy yourself an S13, 14, 15 for, you know, drift tax, 15 grand for a good example. Modify it, you're at the same price
Yeah.
as a C6. So why?
And don't tap the wall.
And don't tap
because
the wall.
You're out.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else you wanted to share with anyone about your vet?
No, I'm still at the beginning of enjoying it, and you know, there's a lot left to discover and enjoy driving it, and that's it. I've just been driving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for spending the time.
Appreciate
It's
you.
being
always
awesome.
Yeah.
Catch you guys on the next one. Let's watch some B-roll of Joseph's car.
Why should I apologize for the monster I have become? They made me this way. They thought they could crush me, break my spirit, but they underestimated the fire burning within. They wanted a monster. They already got it.